How the love got cold. I don't know. How my friends turn to fold. I don't know. 40 in, it's how it go. What you six? Yeah. Better know it. Times change. People change. They gon' change. They gon' love you, then they hate you. Yeah, it's strange. Yeah, that's right. Sell you out for some change. Yeah. They go crazy for that money. They the range. Hey, Lord forgive them, cause they know now what they do. Messing with a prince, they ain't even got a clue. They don't blind them with the light when they see me coming through. And a hater couldn't stress me, tell them this ain't nothing new. Watch your back, better watch. Watch your back, better watch. Keep the circle tight, dog, never slack, never loose. Do your friends, do you know? Got your back. I know the ones around me, yeah, I'm keeping track. How the love got cold. I don't know. How my friends turn to fold. I don't know. 40 in, it's how it go. What you six? Yeah. Better know it. How the love got cold. I don't know. How my friends turn to fold. I don't know. 40 in, it's how it go. What you six? Yeah. Better know. Yeah. Never take a word. Show me how you getting down. Yeah. Is you with it when a man up and when he down? You around for the occasion?
All right, so here's the question we got here. When dealing with kids that are not in the truth, how should you deal with your old ex that knows the commandments but choose not to apply them with your kids? Okay, so all right. So when dealing with kids you have kids with this old ex, okay, you're not married to him, whether it's ex-girlfriend and before you came into the truth, or ex-wife, and you had children with them, and you taught them the truth, right? So what should you do? Let's go to Ephesians 6 and 4 real quick. Ephesians 6 and verse 4. What should you do?
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
Come on.
But bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
So as a father, you still have a duty, all right? You still have a duty to bring up these children in the ways of the Lord, which is our heritage. I don't care what happens between you and mom, whatever the case may be, you still go out your way and you still bring up your children. Whatever access you may have to those children, you do your best. All right? That's why you don't stop. Read it again.
Verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
Right. You bring them up in the nurture and admonition, the fear of the Lord. All right. The correction of the Lord. You let them know, because you don't know what happens to them further on down the line. Remember, in this walk, we are the sowers. We're sowing the word. We're sowing the word in our lost people, even in our families. That's our children, our wives. Even if we're not with them later on down the line, the Lord will set it up where they will have to fall back on the commandments of God. They're going to bump into a situation where, you know what, I was taught that as a child. My father, you know what, he tried to teach me what is right. You know what? Yeah, they'll probably be in high school or college turned up, but then they're presented with a situation, and guess what happens? Those seed that you planted with the word of God in them begin to activate. 1 Timothy 4 and 11. 1 Timothy 4 and 11.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4 and verse 11. These things command and teach.
These things command and teach. Come on.
Let no man despise thy youth.
Come on.
But be thou an example.
Be an example. Fathers, you don't have access, or you do have access to your children. Be an example. Okay, read.
Of the believers. In word.
In word. That means you're not cussing. You're not going back and forth with the mother. You're not doing that. It says in your conversation. Read.
In conversation.
Come on.
In charity.
Come on.
In spirit. In faith. In purity.
Right. You still have to uphold that honor. Remember, your name is attached to the Most High's name, so you need to have good communication. If you're still allowed to have access to those children, all praises. You keep a good example. Read now. Jump down to verse 12. No, read on. You read verse 12. Read verse 16 now.
Verse 16. Take heed unto thyself.
Be careful.
And unto the doctrine.
Why?
Continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
Right. By you continuing that good example, you might save them. You don't know. You keep showing a great example of an Israelite man, trying to take care of his kids, guess what? They might be saved by that example. They might grow up and say, you know what? Mom was full of BS. She was teaching us Christmas and all type of manner of sin. You know what? Dad, you was right. Teach me more. Okay? That's our hope. That's our hope. We just got to keep up the good works, and hopefully our light will shine in the minds of our children. If she completely rejected, because of the last part says, your ex that knows the commandments but choose not to apply them with your kids. That means she willfully said, you know what? I'm teaching my kids ham hocks and all manner of Christmases and all that. They rejected it. She rejected it. But you continue your good works. You don't stop. This is why it says to take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, because there's a limit. Remember, there's a balance in doing that. Go to Matthew 7 and 6. Listen to this. There's a balance. That doesn't mean you go all out. Hey, I'm going to go all out. Hey, listen, the Bible told me to teach my kids and go all out. No, wait a minute. There's a balance. Let's read about it. Christ mentioned it. 7 and 6.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
Read that again.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
Why?
Neither cast ye your pearls before swine. Read. Lest they trample them under their feet.
You see that? So during that time of you bringing up your children, and you're not with them now, you're still gauging them. Because a father know if truly or genuinely that child is really wanting to know the commandments. They want to know more. Okay? If their mother's ways fully taken over, hey, you know what? Let me take me and my commandments. Let me dust my feet. I'll keep it moving. You keep it pushing. But you have to be mindful that you don't cast your pearls, what is precious to God, into the hands of swine. You giving them fringe clothes, and as soon as they get to the mother's house, they taking them up. Or you catch them in school, your daughter's wearing pants. Be very mindful, okay? You don't want to do that. Now, if you have, parental rights? You have parental rights, and in your custody, you keep those clothing in your house. So when they come to you, they take that filth off. Leave it at the door. Here, put on your clothes with fringes, and when you leave, when your mother have possession of you, you go ahead. But every minute and access that you have to those children, you do your work. Anybody who comes in your perimeter, you should be doing what? Letting your light shine. All right? But there's a limit. If you know you don't have full access to them, all right, and you see that, you know what? They starting to, tread down the holy things that belong to the Lord. You know what? Let me take that back. You limit your time. Okay, you limit your time. Go ahead. You got something.
Yeah, let me add to that, Cap, because I'm glad you said about limiting your time with them. Give me Proverbs 22 and what's that, 6? Because I'm going to answer it in the sense of both parents. There is a responsibility, a huge responsibility in having children. They're not just brought into the earth for you to cuddle them, take pictures, and do smiley face. But read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go.
It says train them up because you're preparing them to live in this world. How they should live, what they should do to live, what they should observe. You have to train them from a baby. Read it again.
Train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
You're expecting that when he becomes of age, he or she does not depart from it. And here's why, because Cat mentioned about the wrath of God. All right, let's go to Sirach 16, read verse 1. Because a lot of times we play with our kids here on earth, but we forget that God would kill them. God will kill them without even thinking about it. Read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 16 and verse 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children.
What?
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children.
So you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10 kids and they're unprofitable. The Lord said, do not desire that. Read.
Neither delight in ungodly sons.
So it's important that you train them up. It's important that you teach them the rules and regulations and the path that the Lord expect us as parents to instruct those kids. Read.
Though they multiply, rejoice not in them.
It says, rejoice not in them, and what?
Except the fear of the Lord be with them.
Except the fear of God is in those children. Except you are teaching them God's commandments. Read.
Trust not thou in their life.
Why not trust in their life? Because the Lord will take it. The Lord will take your children's life in a heartbeat. Read.
Neither respect their multitude, for one that is just is better than 1,000.
So we're going to go into that. What is the hope that we must instill in these children? Psalm 78, verse 4. And then jump to verse 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 4. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and his strength and his wonderful works that he hath done.
So these are the things that we instill in our children. Single parents, separated parents, those children under your care, your job, if you have access to them, your job is to instill God's commandments in them so that you be blameless. You did your job. Read.
For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children.
So it's a commandment that the fathers and mothers make these things known to your children. Read.
Verse 6, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in God.
Because without that, they set their hope in government, in wickedness, gang banging, prostitution. That's where they set their hope in it. Stripping. That's what they set their hope in. When you don't guide them. Finish it, verse 8.
Verse 8, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation.
And that's what we see we have today. Because we chose not to what? Teach our children.
Right. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 14. Almost done. 2 more scriptures and I'm done.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife.
Pay attention. The unbelieving husband, right, is what sanctified by the wife. Meaning he is protected and accepted by the Lord as long as he's with that believing wife. Read on.
And the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband.
She is safe with that believing husband as long as she continue to be with that believing husband. But watch this. Read on.
Else were your children unclean.
Their children are unclean. Watch. Read.
But now are they holy.
They are only accepted because why? They are attached to that holy person. But you got to understand, the Lord don't make mistakes. If that person don't eventually repent fully, okay, guess what's going to happen? This was going to happen. Next verse.
Verse 15. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart.
That will happen. That unbelieving spouse will depart. Things will constantly wear up. The brother probably, grow some cojones and finally say, you know what? Either you're going to be with me 100% and keep these commandments and follow me, or you're going to hit the bricks, right? The Lord will set it up where the unbelieving will depart. That unbelieving husband will depart. Read.
A brother or a sister is not under bondage.
You are not under bondage under that unbelieving spouse. That goes for those children. You are not under bondage. Come on.
In such cases. But God hath called us to peace.
God has called us to peace, meaning, you know what? If you continue to meddle and exert yourself to try to gain access to those children, and the Most High got something reserved for you, we're going to read that next. You're going to disrupt that. Because a lot of times these women that have these children and the brothers is constantly fighting to get access to these children, guess what happens? The women use it as a trap. They use those children as a trap. Next thing you know, you're going back to sleep with the sister. You still not married. She's still a baby mom. She get pregnant again. Or even if she was your ex-wife, you get back attached with a non-believer. All right? You don't want to fall back in that. That's a headache. All right? Real quick, I got something. Tobias, did you send it? Pull that up. Pull that up. Pull that up. Read that for me.
Stop telling fathers they should have fought harder to see their children and start asking mothers why he had to fight at all.
Because if that woman truly was a believer, she would have gave that father easy access. I know we not together, you know what, but still, you was doing the good work. That means they saw Christ in you to the point where they say, you know what, you are a godly man. You need to raise these children. The word that's coming out of your mouth, the children need it, okay? If these sisters was truly beneficial to you, they would give you full access to those children because it would save their soul, all right? So take that out your mind. Stop exerting yourself for these unprofitable children. You do your job. You make sure you give whatever strength you have, you give it to them. You sow that seed to the best of your ability. But the Most High got something reserved for you. You don't believe me? Matthew, last scripture, 19:29. Watch this.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold.
They shall receive 100-fold. Come on.
And shall inherit everlasting life.
You see that? So the Lord has something better set up for you. So it behooves you to hold your ground. Hold your ground and do those things that are pleasing unto him.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.